It's a hot summer day here in Greece. I'm in Athens, and I just traveled down on the metro about 8 stops to Athens Central to visit the Lyceum. And this is where Aristotle walked and wrote and taught many of his students. Alexander the Great was one of them. Now, I was interested because when I was at university, I did take a couple of courses in philosophy and remembered reading all about Aristotle, some of the books that he wrote, and he's got a lot of quotes that we often repeat or share on social media. And I wanted to come down here and to walk amongst the same place that he did many years ago. And this is the ancient ruins of the Lyceum, where Aristotle walked and wrote and taught his students and really developed thought that impacted the way our world changed. So quite remarkable what happened here so many years ago. This was a gymnasium. Now, the gymnasium in ancient Athens times in the 6th century BC was set up as places outside the city wall where young men could train in some sort of athletics. And they were set up outside, again, the city wall in places of where water was found, so near rivers and groves, because they needed a water supply. Now, back then, all of the training and everything was done by men, and they were all naked as well. But then it was in the 4th and 5th century BC that the concrete structures came to these, and that's what we see is the ruins of those concrete structures. And they were learning places, and this is when Aristotle was able to write and to teach and to have great conversations with people. Now, the idea is that an athletic person this was a place for training for athletics. But then in the 4th and 5th century BC, it was also a place for training of the mind. So we're bringing in that whole concept of a whole person is not just body, but also the mind. So this was a place that involved both the training of the mind and the body. This area was found in 1996. They were going to build the Museum of Contemporary Art here. And as they began building and digging the foundations, they unearthed the ruins, linked it to Aristotle, and both national and international support to keep this as a historical site. It's difficult to appreciate from these little bit of remains on this site how significant this place was to the history of mankind. This area was where Aristotle and his companions basically summarized coherently all the philosophical and scientific inquiries of the classical world. They have impacted the classical period and our thoughts even into today. And like I said, even myself, I share many of the quotes that Aristotle has come up with even on social media today. So a site that's very, very significant, although it might not look so.